Welcome back everybody. Today I'm going to be cooking a beautiful roast chicken with stuffing and gravy. Now this is a lovely corn-fed free range chicken. It weighs about 2.2 kilos. As you can see, it's got a little yellow tinge to the skin. I think these have a beautiful flavour. They're worth spending the extra money on. So that's my lovely free range chicken there. I'm going to do a trivet, which is what I'm going to stand the chicken on in the tin, and that's going to lead towards making our gravy also. So I've got 2 medium-sized onions, 8 fairly fat cloves of garlic, 3 sticks of celery, 2 large carrots, a bunch of fresh thyme, about 10 sprigs or so. I've got a chicken stockpot just for added flavour, and I've got 2 pots of fresh chicken stock. They're about 450 grams each, so there's 900 grams or millilitres, whatever. That's for our gravy. We're going to need a tablespoon of plain flour. Obviously I've got some sea salt, black pepper, red wine, which is going to be used in the cooking. I've got some olive oil there. White wine, sorry, not red wine. Right, for our stuffing here, I've got some lovely outdoor bred pork smoked streaky bacon there. That's got a nice flavour. I've got a medium onion, 4 small cloves of garlic, some sprigs of fresh thyme, there's about 8 or so there. I've got a whole lemon, tin of Butterbeans and a small tin of sweet corn. We're going to be serving our chicken with the stuffing that comes out and also some extra fine green beans. We're also going to need some kitchen foil to cover our chicken for the first hour. So I'm going to get on and prepare these ingredients. I'm going to cut these up. I want them quite chunky, you know, don't cut them up small. The onion, just going to quarter it. The garlic, they're just going to be thrown in the tin, in their skins. We're going to lay our chicken on top of all that. So I'm going to get on and prepare our ingredients. Okay, so I've prepared my vegetables for my trivet, which our chicken is going to sit on top of. As I said, the carrots, the celery, the garlic has gone in, skin on, onions quartered, the sprigs of thyme have all gone in there. I've drained off my tin of butter beans and rinsed them, drained off the sweet corn. I'm going to dice the onion in a little while and slice up the garlic finely. First of all, I'm going to cut my bacon. So I'm just going to leave it all in one heap like that and just cut it into strips. I mean, you can use scissors for this if you prefer, but that's what you want, little strips like that. And this is going to be the basis of our stuffing. So I'm just going to carry on slicing up that bacon. Right, so my bacon is chopped up into strips. My 4 cloves of garlic, thinly sliced. I've pulled all of the leaves off the fresh thyme there, off the stems. And my medium onion is diced. First thing to do now is we're going to preheat the oven, get that heating up, 170 degrees. I've got a non-stick frying pan on the hob ready to go. Oh, I just want to mention my chicken has been out of the fridge for about an hour now, so it's coming to room temperature. It just makes it cook more evenly, and it's not such a stress on the meat when it goes straight into the hot oven. So that's been out about an hour. Got my lemon there, that's going to go in after the stuffing. Obviously our trivet is all done, waiting over there. Now I'm going to carry on and make the stuffing. So high heat, bacon in, it's all a bit stuck together, but that'll come apart when it starts cooking. Little dash of olive oil, not too much because the bacon's quite fatty. Right, I'm just going to break this up and get it frying. You want it till it's not crispy but nearly crispy, and then we're going to take that out and do our onions. I'm going to get on with that. So there is our bacon. As you can see, it's got little bubbles all over the surface of the bacon. That's when you know it's ready. You know, it's not ultra crispy or anything, but it's cooked. It's got little bubbles all over it. Now I'm going to put this on a plate. While I cook my onions, we'll try and retain some of the fat that will help cook your onions. Okay, that's my medium diced onion going in. It's not enough fat. Add a little bit of olive oil. Now I'm going to cook this down 5-7 minutes, something like that, till it's a bit transparent and softened. And then I'm going to add my garlic. So turn the heat up a little bit, medium. And so we don't want to burn the onion, so I'm just going to get them up. Okay, so that's our onion softened up. I'll say this almost done. I'm going to put my garlic in over the other side. You don't want to burn the garlic. Just cook it a little bit. A bit more olive oil. Cook the garlic for about 2 or 3 minutes, low to medium heat. Then we're going to chuck the thyme leaves in, and then the rest of the other ingredients for the stuffing. So a couple of minutes on the garlic there. So it's just starting to turn golden, that garlic. Mix it all together with the onion. Chuck in the thyme leaves, crackling like little fireworks. Give them a stir around. Heat on medium. You hear those little leaves crackling away. You can smell the lovely smell now. Put it in with the sweet corn that's been drained off. Give that a little mix around. All coming together. We can chuck in our butter beans. And bacon. Any oil that's come out of the bacon, put that in as well. It'll all add flavour and help keep the chicken nice and moist. Nice smoky smelling bacon. Right, we're almost there. Let me just give this a good mix. Just make sure it's all heated through, the beans and the sweet corn. About 3 minutes on a low to medium heat. You don't want to brown the onion anymore. So just a couple of minutes, 2 or 3 minutes, just to heat it through. Right, that mixture's had about 3 minutes. I'm just going to add a couple of little pinches of salt, not too much because we've got the saltiness from the bacon. Black pepper, as much as you like to taste. That should be perfect. I like my black pepper. Give it another little mix. So you've got the garlic and the onion for the flavour. You've got the bacon for the nice smoky taste. Sweet corn for a little bit of sweetness. And the texture from the butter beans will give off a lovely potatoey texture. So I think it makes a good stuffing. We're going to be serving this with our chicken afterwards. Obviously we're not going to fit all this in the chicken. And at the end we'll take the stuffing back out of the chicken and give it a quick blast in the frying pan before we serve it. So what I'm going to do now is turn this off. Taking the string off my chicken makes it easier. And we're going to put a few spoonfuls of this into the cavity of the chicken. So see you in a second. Okay, right, I've got my chicken standing up. As you can see, there's the cavity. You could get someone else to help you with this if it's easier. I'm going to start spooning that in there. So you want to fill it up as much as you can, but leave space for the lemon. We're going to prick that lemon, pierce it a few times before it goes in, so it lets out some flavour. I think maybe a little bit more. That should be enough. Press it down. Now, I'll get my lemon. Press it a few times. And we're going to push that in so it holds everything in. Put the skin back over. You can put a toothpick through that if you want, but it should be alright. There we go. Next thing is, while I've got the glove on, some olive oil. Massage that all over your chicken, the legs, the wings, everything. Just rub that olive oil all over to help it roast beautifully. Sea salt. Good sprinkling of sea salt over top. And if you're using table salt, go a bit easier. It's a lot stronger than these sea salt flakes. Right, take the glove off. Last but not least, freshly ground black pepper all over. There we go. And next, I'll get some tin foil. I need 2 bits of tin foil. I'm going to make sure we cover this up. Before that, you want a good splash of white wine. I don't know, 200 ml, something like that. That will help steam the chicken from underneath and keep it juicy. Now, I'm going to lift my chicken, place it straight on top of our trivet there. And cover that over. And cover it over this way as well. I might even need another bit because I want to trap the air, the steam inside. So this is quite a big chicken, as I said, it's 2.2 kilos. It's going to take 1 hour and 45 minutes altogether. So we're going to cook it for 1 hour in the lower part of the oven, in sort of middle to bottom. It's going to go in for 1 hour. And after 1 hour, I'm going to take the foil off, baste it, and then cook it for another 45 minutes. So, I can rest for a little bit now, and I'll see you in 1 hour. Right, here we go. Our chicken has had 1 hour in the oven, covered in foil. I'm now, when I remove the foil, I'm going to cook it the rest of the way without any foil at all. You get a nice bit of colour on it. But before we do that, I'll try and give it a little basting. So we've got some juices there. So I'm just going to tilt it. I'm going to baste it all over. These lovely juices. Chicken stock, vegetable stock, white wine. You can smell the thyme in there. Right, that will do for that. And now, I'm going to put it back in, uncovered, for another 45 minutes. Because this is quite a big chicken, 2.2 kilos. So, 170 still, 45 minutes. And I'll see you then. Right. Our chicken has had another 45 minutes. Look at that. That is beautiful. Now what I'm going to do now, I'm going to put a low heat back under my stuffing because we're going to be serving that with our chicken. Now if you want to do roast potatoes with this meal as well, you can click on the link in the top right hand corner now and see my roast shoulder of lamb video, and then see how I do my roast potatoes on there. So just click the link if you want to see that, but I'm just serving it with the stuffing and some green beans today. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to transfer my chicken to this plate which is warm, I'm going to cover it with foil, and then I'm going to start making my gravy. Okay, our chicken is resting there, covered in foil. We're going to rest that for about 20 minutes. That's going to stay nice and hot under the foil there. There's our vegetables here. I'm now going to start making our gravy. Also, I want to mention, if you want this with mashed potato instead of roast potatoes, you can click on the link in the top right hand corner and go to my roast shoulder of pork video and see how I do my mashed potatoes. As I said, I'm not having potatoes today. I'm just going to have it with the stuffing and some green beans. But you've got options there, so let's carry on with this gravy. I'm going to get my tablespoon of flour. I'll sprinkle that all over. I'm going to get medium to high heat under this. You can take a tea towel, hold the corner of your baking tin. It's still hot from the oven, so give it a good mix around. Make sure that flour gets absorbed into the cooking juices, like so. I'll start seeing a little bit of paste emerge in the tin there. Keep stirring it around. Then I'm going to go with a good splash of white wine. I don't know, 150, 200 ml, something like that. Turn the heat up. And we're going to cook the alcohol out of the wine about 5 minutes. And then we're going to add our chicken stock. So I'm going to bring this back up to the boil and cook it out for about 5 minutes. So our wine has cooked out a little bit, as you can see. I'm going to add my chicken stock pot, a little bit more flavour there, and my 2 pots of fresh chicken stock. There's 1 and there's 2. Now I'm going to bring this back up to the boil. I'm going to simmer it, bubbling, for about 10 minutes. So I'm going to bring that back up and simmer it for 10 minutes. And you can thicken it up. Then we're going to strain it through the colander into a saucepan. And if we need it thicker, we'll put it back on the heat without all these vegetables in it. So I'm just going to simmer this until it thickens up a bit. Right, our gravy has been bubbling away for about 10 minutes. In the meantime, I spooned out the stuffing from inside the chicken and added it to the rest of the stuffing in the frying pan. That's been cooking away gently, you know, nice and hot. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to take this and I'm going to put it through my colander to catch all the vegetables. Then I'm going to put the saucepan back on the heat to thicken the gravy a little bit more, because it's not quite thick enough for me yet. Just see how you go. You know, mash up all the little bits of garlic. You know, push it all down. It's got lovely flavour in there. So I'm just going to put that through the colander now and then put it back on the hob to finish it off. Okay, that is our gravy drained off. If your carrots haven't turned to mush, you can serve them alongside your chicken as well. I might do that with mine. I'm not going to waste them. Celery and the onions I can get rid of, but the carrots, they're good enough to serve with the dish. As you can see, there's my gravy under there. So what I'm going to do now, I want to thicken that a little bit more. So I'm going to put it on a moderate heat on my back burner there. I've just boiled up a kettle of water for my green beans. My stuff in there is nice and hot. My chicken has been rested long enough and that's ready to carve. So basically I'm going to thicken my gravy, cook my green beans, carve my chicken, and I'm going to plate up. So I'll see you in a minute. And there we have it. Beautiful roast chicken served with the stuffing and some nice green beans there and a few carrots and our beautiful flavoursome homemade gravy, which I'm going to drizzle over everything. A little bit more, you can never have too much gravy. Look at that. That is beautiful. Last but not least, I'm going to be serving this with a nice chilled white Côte de Rhône from France. And there we have it. Beautiful roast chicken and white wine, stuffing, green beans, homemade gravy. You can't ask for more than that. That is beautiful. I hope you enjoy it, and I hope to see you on the next one. And don't forget to subscribe. Thank you for watching.